former aerospace design engineer with a background in fluid dynamics. And this is all about electrofish. My concept for electrofish is a very affordable means of extracting electricity from very slow-moving water, such as tidal currents off islands and so forth. The heart of the system, for the local version, is actually the sail collector. This is the one that we did for our testing, which we showed earlier. And as you can see, when you pull on the string, the sails open and close. They open a lot easier with water blowing through them. And what we're going to show right now is how to build the frame and assemble this piece. So, on the table, we have all of the pieces you need to do the first stage of the assembly. We have 6 pieces of PVC pipe at approximately about 11.5 inches long. We have 2 pieces at 23 inches long, and we have the long centerpiece. So the first step is and we have the necessary tools, the square and some paper towels. So the first step is to assemble the crossbar, which is going to be like this. All right. So we're just using standard PVC pipe, 1/2 inch. I'm just going to dip this in some solvent and glue that together. Wait a minute. That's set. I'm now going to do the next piece. For the next piece, I need this to be very square. So I'm going to dip this end of the piece in the PVC. I'm going to roughly assemble it here. I'm going to push it together, put it square on the table, and then use the square to line up and make sure that the PVC pipe is square. And you'll notice I'm using a second T connector, so the square is referencing the same distance on each piece. And now that PVC cement dries quickly, so that's done. We take another section. We do that end. We move this piece over. This section. Do that end. Make sure these are both square and push them in tight. And now we have the centerpiece assembled. We then do the crossbars. Here. There's some room here. And here. We assemble one elbow joint. Here. We don't glue it yet. We put that in loosely. We prepare a second elbow joint here, also not glued yet. We now glue this end of the pipe, insert that in this end, and use this end to make sure that the piece is square. Force that together. Let that sit a moment. So for this one, we're going to use a rag to wipe PVC cement onto these ends. You may be in a place where your PVC cement comes with a brush. We bought this, no brush. Line it up loosely. sets. Tight. Make it square to the table. Good, and now we'll do the same to the other side. Okay, so this is what the final assembly is going to look like. I have not glued this piece in place yet because I leave it removable for transportation. This way we can fold the whole piece flat, and someday we can stack 4, 5, 10, 20 of these all together at different sizes and make them really, really easy to transport. So the next step is we drill some holes. And these hardly need to be precise holes. I'm using a 6mm drill, and you start off slowly to set the drill point, and then a little space under it, and a hole. Do one more. Stop at that point. Oh, and then we do them.
And then we also drill a hole in the bottom of this joint. You can actually find a 4-way connector, but none of the hardware stores in our city stock 4-way connectors. And you can avoid this step.
So the next step is to make the guides for the fishing line. We've drilled 4 holes in the PVC in a piece of PVC pipe, about 1 inch long. And we could just try to run the fishing line right through these holes, but when you drill them, they leave something of a sharp edge. And we don't really want the fishing line hanging up on the sharp edge. We did a lot of looking online and local shops to find a good solution. Metal grommets came close, but there's no way to get the grommet pliers to crimp inside the tube. So what we did was we got a bunch of fish tank elbows, 90-degree elbows, which are, you know, a fairly smooth running plastic, and then we cut them short on one end, and now we are going to position them in here and glue them in place. And I'm not going to go through every step of that because it's messy to watch, but what I found works best is you take a small piece of plastic tubing, such as this, and force it onto the end of the elbow. Okay, had to clear some plastic out left over from the drilling, which was blocking the hole. Now the hole is clear, and we pull the sail in this way, flip the sail over to that side so it's out of the way. Now we tie some kind of cinch knot.
Pull very tight. Good knot. Now we loop the other end through the loop. Pull it up tight on this end. And then pull.